Hi, my name is Jeff, and this is Ted, Evan, and Richard, and we are the team behind All for One. All for One is a browser-based asymmetrical multiplayer game that revolves around a team of survivors who must cooperate to defend against an attacking force controlled by another player. This 4-in-1 dynamic provides a unique gameplay experience since the player controlling the army is more powerful, forcing the other players to focus on teamwork and strategy in order to win. A game of All for One lasts for 5 minutes with up to 5 players, one acting as game master and the others as survivors. Players who connect as survivors can choose between 3 classes. Each class has unique gameplay mechanics. The mage, for example, can attack enemies as well as heal injured teammates. When the game begins, players spawn in random locations and must find each other and try to survive for the full duration of the game.
A Game Master player, on the other hand, tries to overwhelm players with monsters. He or she can spawn many different types of enemies with unique abilities at the edge of the map. The monster spawn rate is controlled by a multiplier that is dependent on how many players are in the game. Now, in order for a game to be balanced, it was important for our monsters to have intelligent pathfinding towards players. We found this to be a good use case of advanced pathfinding algorithms and ultimately decided upon utilizing A-star for monster pathfinding. The A-star pathfinding algorithm makes an educated guess utilizing a heuristic, therefore requiring less iterations and less calculations compared to others, such as Dijkstra's algorithm. This was perfect for our case as we had a large map and many monsters, therefore needed to balance smooth gameplay along with intelligent pathfinding. We further improved upon the fluidity of the gameplay by dynamically altering the frequency that the algorithm is run at depending on how far monsters are from players.
We built All for One's server architecture using Node, Express, and Redux. On the front end, we made use of Pixie, Phaser, and Redux to build out our game engine. For production, we used Webpack and Babel and deployed onto Heroku. One of the biggest challenges that we encountered in the production of All for One was designing and implementing a state management system that could handle 5 players per game and dozens or potentially hundreds of objects on screen at the same time, while still providing a seamless and consistent experience for every player. To solve this problem, we decided to implement favor the client mechanics for most gameplay elements. In order to compensate for the potential increased latency and risk of hacking in this system, we decided to validate game data and state changes as they are received on the server side and adjust any unexpected changes to the state there. For state management, we used Redux in our client-side code to efficiently handle many different concurrent changes to the state and package them together to be broadcast to the server. On the back end, we also made use of Redux. In addition to the benefits of having a centralized authoritative state on the back end, we benefited from the immutability of the Redux store when checking game state changes and validating them against server expectations.
Finally, for multiplayer functionality, we use sockets.io. We had the client emit its state to the server, which then aggregated all the different client states before emitting it back at periodic intervals. We then had the client synchronize their states to the server's authoritative state. In order to build out new game modes, we designed our game engine to be as easily scalable as possible. So for example, we're currently building out a new mode where players can battle each other on a smaller scale map. We hope that in doing so, players will be able to explore new game mechanics as well as improve their user experience. We had a great time developing, testing, and playing All for One, and we hope you enjoy it too. So please visit our site at allforone.online, and thank you for listening.